Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Irene and today I want to share yet another cotton project with you. These are Easter cotton angels in vintage style. So let's go ahead and get started. For today's project, I've bought a set of dolls at my local Dollar Tree. This couple is just what I need for my idea, although any smaller dolls will do for this. So, first I'm getting rid of the cloth and cutting off the hair, and then I'm removing the rest of the hair from the heads. I'm removing the paint from the faces using acetone. You can also use nail polish remover for this, and after this I'll pose the dolls to make them look more alive. I'll start with the legs. I'm heating the doll's knee well over a candle, twisting the doll over the fire so that the leg doesn't melt but gets really hot, and I'm trying to bend it in every other moment. Once the plastic has softened and I can bend the leg, I'm bending it and fixing it with my fingers in this position until the plastic cools down. After that, I'm shaping the feet, making toes elongated gracefully, like a ballerina's. I'm just heating the feet and pulling the toes down. Further, I'm shaping the arms. In fact, for this doll, I'm only shaping one arm, bending it at the elbow and also bending the fingers a little. I'm also heating up the neck, attaching the head, and while the plastic is still hot, I'm tilting the head forward a little. Here is how she looks now. Next, I'm shaping the second doll. First, I'm bending the legs. Then I'm pulling the toes down, and I'm bending both arms at the elbows. This girl is going to be sitting on a swing, and I'm bending the arms accordingly to make it look like she's holding on to the swing. I'm also making her head tilted. After that, I'm priming the dolls. Here I'm priming the heads, the arms and the legs. The body will not be visible, so I will not prime or paint it. You can use any primer that is suitable for plastic. The heads of the dolls are of a very soft material and I want to make them firmer. To do this, first I'm performing a trepanation of the skull. That is, I'm cutting off the top of the head and then I'm coating it with white glue and attaching pieces of a paper napkin inside, as if aligning the head with them on the inside in several layers. After that, I'm painting all the parts of the body that will be visible, the head, the arms and the legs, in a skin color. I've premixed the color myself from ivory and terracotta. Here you want to get a shade of a makeup foundation. I'm waiting for the paint to dry well and then I'll draw the new faces. First I'm outlining the eyes and the brows with a brown pencil. Here I'm using a watercolor pencil. Then I'm drawing the whites of the eyes. And then blue irises, and I'm outlining them with a darker blue shade along the contour. Then I'm drawing pupils dark brown. Do not use black here, it will come out too stark. Brown looks much more natural and muted. Then I'm making highlights and painting the teeth ivory. And finally I'm painting the lips pink and blushing the babies a little with a sponge. In the end, I'm sealing the dolls with several layers of varnish. Here you can choose glossy or matte finish depending on what you like more. I've used glossed varnish because I want to make vintage style ornaments. I even considered making crackles on the faces but abandoned this idea. It is so easy to overdo it when working with such small dolls, and also the crackle medium I have provides a noticeable yellowness, so I was afraid this wouldn't look good. Next, I'll work with the rolled cotton. This time I've decided to make kind of old world cotton ornaments, and therefore first of all I'll tint the cotton. I'm separating a layer of cotton from the roll, dividing it into smaller pieces and dipping them in very strong black tea. I'm squeezing the cotton gently, trying not to crumple or shift the fibers, and leaving it to dry. After drying, the cotton has become a bit rigid and pressed, and in order to make it soft and fluffy again, I'm kneading each piece of cotton, pinching it in my fingers and moving it a little in opposite directions. The movements are approximately the same as you perform when you hand wash, but are of course much more delicate. After that, the cotton is ready for use. I'll start with making flowers. I'm rolling 5 small cotton balls. Then I'm covering them with glue and assembling a simple flower. You can do this with a toothpick or with a thin stack like I do. I'm pressing a ball with a stack from one side to make a droplet, and then I'm assembling the flower from these droplets. You want to make quite a lot of flowers, and the smaller they are, the better they're gonna look. I'm also making leaves for some of the flowers. I'm rolling small pieces of cotton in little droplets, like you have on cotton swab tips. I'm placing a couple of these droplets on the rag and assembling a flower on top of them. I've also made a few separate leaves. I'll make one of the girls sitting on a branch, so I'm cutting 3 pieces of thin wire about 10 inches long and twisting them in the center. Then I'm making thinner clumsy twigs out of 3 wire ends. Here you can make it as you think will look the best and shape the branch as you like. The only thing I tried to keep was to bend the sharp ends of the wires so that all the tips of the twigs were rounded. I'm wrapping the finished branch in cotton and covering it with glue. Here I'm taking thin shreds and wrapping the wire into them. The finished texture is very similar to the bark of a tree. I'm also wrapping the doll itself in cotton, leaving the arms and the legs exposed and coating it well with glue. The second girl will sit on a swing, or rather on a vine. I'm twisting a long narrow oval out of wire about 8 inches in its longest part. Here is how it will look like after the assembly. I'm also wrapping the swing in cotton and coating it with glue. And I'm also wrapping the body of the second doll in cotton, and after that I'm leaving them to dry well. Next I'll make wings for the angels. I'm cutting the bases out of thick paper. As always, I'll leave the link for the templates in the description box below. I'm bending the wings a little and then I'll make feathers. I've already shown a similar technique recently when I made an Easter angel inside a winged heart. I'm taking a small piece of cotton, covering it with glue and folding the edges along the sides to make it look like a little ribbon. Next, I'm folding one end of this ribbon to make a rounded tip. And then I'm attaching the resulting feather to the base. I'm making the following feather, also attaching it to the base, making a small overlap on the first one, and so on till I've finished the entire row. Then I'm attaching the second row of feathers, placing it onto the first one like tiles. I'm also making the central axis onto each feather with a stack. From about the third row, you want to make the feathers smaller, so here I'm twisting the cotton droplets as I did for the leaves and also making the central axis on them when attached to the base. I'm covering the entire surface of the base with feathers like this, first on one side, and after it's fully dry I'm filling the wings the same way on the other side. You'll get very beautiful and neat wings. Now it's time to dress up my angels. I'm coating a thin layer of cotton with glue on both sides and pressing it with my fingers to compress it into a kind of fabric. I'm separating the desired piece and cutting off one edge with scissors. This will be the bottom of the dress. I'm placing it on the doll, shaping folds and removing the excess cotton, making something like a tunic dress. Similarly, I'm cutting and attaching the second piece on the back. To make the draperies look more realistic, I'm placing the future angel on the branch and then finishing all the folds on the skirt. And I'm also making recesses for the wings on the back. I'm going to attach them later after painting the dress. As for the second girl, I'll make her a frilled skirt. I'm cutting 2 long ribbons, gathering them and placing on the doll. I'm also placing her on the future swing, and after that I'm finally shaping all the folds and frills. Then I'm adding another layer to the skirt. This one is a little shorter. I'm waiting for the skirts to dry well and then I'm making the sleeves. I'm covering small pieces of cotton with glue. I'm also cutting it off on one side, as I did for the skirts, placing it on the shoulders, and then I'm giving it the desired shape with a stack. And I'm also adding more cotton to the body to hide the edges of the cotton from the skirt, which don't look nice. In the same way, I'm making the sleeves and the body of the second doll. And I'm also making the recesses on the back for attaching the wings later. I've decided to make a hanging loop for the girl sitting on the branch. So I'm twisting it out a wire and inserting it into the hole on the top of the head. I've tried to twist the ends of the wire into a loose coil, which then will hold up inside the head. After that, I'm filling the head with cotton, coating it with glue and additionally wrapping the part of the head where the hair will be in a thin layer of cotton. The second girl on the swing doesn't need any loop, so I'm just filling the top of her head with cotton and also wrapping it on the outside, making the base for the hair. Now I'll paint them. I'm painting the frilled dress lilac pink. This color is called Heather. Here, calm and muted shades will work the best as I'm making vintage style ornaments. I'm thinning acrylic with water so the paint penetrates the cotton better. I'm painting the dress of the second doll, Sage. After drying, I'm adding ivory to the main dress colors to make lighter shades and dry brushing the dresses. This will accentuate all the folds and make the color more complex. I'm painting the branch and the swing dark brown. And I'm also painting the leaves and the flowers. I'm making the leaves dark green, of course. And I'm painting the flowers a pale pink. Here I've tried to make the color more saturated in the middle and less intense near the edges. I still need to do the hair. For me, this has always been the most complicated thing. It's quite difficult to make realistic hair out of cotton. I've tried many different techniques and I think this time I found the best and at the same time the easiest option. First, I'm attaching a layer of cotton on the head to get the hair volume what I need. After that, I'm taking a stack, you can also use a toothpick, and drawing the strands that I need, shaping curls and a hair pattern. It looks quite realistic and accurate without thick strength like dreads or sloppy shreds as before. By the way, you can use pre-tinted cotton for hair, tinting it in stronger tea to get the desired shade, but I'll leave the baby's blondies. I'm also decorating the hair with flowers. I let everything dry well and then I'll assemble the thing. I'm hot gluing the branch to the sage girl dress. I'm hot gluing the wings into the recesses that I left on the dresses. And I'm decorating the branch with flowers and leaves. If hot glue is visible anyway, you may want to paint over it later. I'm hot gluing the wings to the second girl. And I'm also decorating the swing with flowers. And the final touch, I'm decorating the dresses with bronze outliner. I'm adding a bronze finish on the bottom of the sleeves, on the neck and on the hems of the dresses. You can also add mica. This is traditional for cotton ornaments, but I've decided to skip it this time. The angels are so cute, and I think I've managed to convey that vintage Victorian flair as I wanted them to be. You can hang the ornaments on a window or on a chandelier in a room, add to a nested arrangement, and besides, they will look great on a Christmas tree in winter too. So the possibilities are so many. I hope you liked today's project. Also, I want to remind you that I have the whole playlist about cotton ornaments for Christmas or Easter, so if you want more ideas, go ahead. It's linked below in the description box as usual. Thanks for watching this video and hope to see you in the next one. Bye!